The growing popularity of GLP-1 receptor agonists like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro has sparked intense conversations not just about their effectiveness in promoting weight loss, but increasingly about their unintended and often alarming side effects. The latest additions to the lexicon of aesthetic consequences tied to these drugs, Ozempic mouth and Ozempic feet, are not medical terms, but they've gained traction on social media and in casual clinical discussion because they vividly describe what some users are starting to experience. These symptoms are part of a broader phenomenon where rapid and often extreme weight loss doesn't just affect internal health markers, but visibly alters the physical appearance in ways that can be unsettling, disfiguring, or emotionally distressing. Ozempic mouth refers to the development of prominent lines, sagging, and wrinkles around the mouth due to the rapid loss of volume in facial tissue. Ozempic feet involves similarly wrinkled, thinned-out skin on the feet, which may become more prominent and structurally unsupported as fat pads disappear. These effects underscore a fundamental biological truth. The skin does not automatically readjust or retract in sync with dramatic tissue loss. The result can be a hollowed, prematurely aged look that no one sets out to achieve when they begin taking a medication meant to support their health. These changes are not exclusive to Ozempic, but are tied to the broader class of GLP-1 receptor agonists. The way these medications work, by suppressing appetite, slowing gastric emptying, and mimicking the GLP-1 hormone that regulates hunger, can lead to rapid caloric reduction and weight loss. However, this drop often includes not just fat, but also muscle mass and other structural tissue. It's not a targeted fat burner. You don't get to choose what areas of your body lose volume. And this indiscriminate shrinkage, especially in parts of the body that rely on fat for padding or skin tautness, can lead to visible and sometimes uncomfortable results. These aesthetic side effects may sound superficial, but they can carry real psychological consequences. Individuals who undergo dramatic weight loss and are left with sagging skin or disproportionate body features often face new body image challenges, sometimes even greater than those they had before treatment. This can lead to a vicious cycle of cosmetic interventions, from fillers to skin-tightening procedures, each with its own risks and costs. Fillers, in particular, must be redone periodically and can distort natural appearance if overused, especially while body weight is still fluctuating. The implication is clear. Those who start using these drugs may find themselves on a treadmill of both pharmaceutical and cosmetic dependence. More concerning, though, is the notion that many people are turning to GLP-1 medications not out of medical necessity, but in search of rapid transformation. Despite being approved primarily for type 2 diabetes and obesity treatment under clinical supervision, these drugs have become lifestyle choices for those wanting a shortcut to thinness. This poses a major health concern, as the full spectrum of long-term effect from extended GLP-1 use remains unknown. There's already growing concern that abrupt cessation of the medication often leads to swift weight regain, sometimes even exceeding the original weight. In other words, this isn't a permanent solution. It's a chronic treatment, often for a chronic issue, and stopping it doesn't just pause the benefits. It can reverse them altogether. What's more, some of the effect from rapid weight loss, like reduced muscle mass, compromised bone density, and lower immune function, can actually deteriorate overall health, particularly in older individuals. These are not minor trade-offs. They can increase vulnerability to injury, frailty, and chronic fatigue. And when paired with a drug that requires weekly injections and constant dietary vigilance, it becomes harder to argue that this is a low-effort solution. The illusion of an easy fix is not just misleading, it's dangerous. It's also important to recognize that these medications are not solving the root causes of obesity or metabolic dysfunction. They don't fix poor diet, sedentary lifestyle, chronic stress, or disrupted sleep, all major contributors to weight gain and metabolic disease. When used without addressing these foundational habits, GLP-1 drugs become little more than chemical scaffolding. They may hold things together for a time, But without real support from lifestyle change, the entire structure is likely to collapse under its own fragility. The emergence of Ozempic mouth, Ozempic feet, and related terms isn't just a quirk of social media culture. It's a warning flare. It tells us that the human body does not respond uniformly or benignly to the manipulation of complex metabolic systems. It also reminds us that in the pursuit of thinness, we may be bypassing healthier routes and arriving at outcomes we never intended. The medical community needs to continue emphasizing that these drugs are not for casual use. They carry very real risks that can extend beyond physical health and into social, psychological, and financial realms. The lesson here is sobering. The more we rush to medicalize weight management without respect for how the body adapts and compensates, the more we risk trading one set of problems for another. Rapid, pharmaceutical-induced weight loss can be effective, but it is rarely without cost. The true challenge lies not in making the body smaller, but in making it stronger, healthier, and sustainable in the long term. If we're not careful, we may find ourselves injecting more than medication. We may be injecting an illusion that health can be engineered without effort and beauty can be bought without consequences.